Hello, Business 600 students. Welcome. It's week 9 introduction video for our week August 2nd through August 8th. And this week we'll review our assignment number 4. We'll talk about our project paper that was due yesterday, but some of us are on extension. And we'll look at a final examination outline for the final examination, which will be posted this coming next Monday and August 9th and due the following Sunday, August 15th. With that, our course evaluations will be due August 17th. Our course grades will be posted to Blackboard if you complete your evaluation by Wednesday, August 18th. So we're wrapping up the final couple weeks of our class. We're talking about finance, return on investment analysis, capital budgeting this week, chapter 24, and then next week, chapter 11, talking about capital fundraising. So a lot to go. I'm going to show you a video for this introduction video, even though we do have class this evening. This video also will be in our YouTube playlist. But here is a nice explanation of capital budgeting, a key point of financial study.
Hey guys, welcome to Derek Business Class. In this video, I'm gonna explain to you the basic concepts of capital budgeting. Capital budgeting is the process of identifying, evaluating, and implementing a firm's investment opportunities. Let's say, now you have $1 million and 3 potential investments are being presented to you. The process of deciding which project to invest is what we call capital budgeting. Capital budgeting has got a few indicators, such as payback period, NPV, IRR, to assist us to select the best investment for the company. Through the analysis of potential additions to fixed assets, take note of the keywords, fixed assets. When you do capital budgeting, you are basically considering investing in fixed assets, such as buying machines or equipments. It seeks to identify investments that will enhance a firm's competitive advantage and increase shareholder wealth. Investing in the fixed assets, in fact, is to enhance the firm's competitive advantage. Competitive advantage is an attribute that enables a company to perform better than its competitors. To increase shareholder wealth is the same as to increase the share price or the value of the company. It is in line with the goal of shareholder wealth maximization. Capital budgeting deals with long-term decisions, which involves large expenditures. For committing a large sum of spending, the company has to be very cautious. For the calculation, 2 parts we are gonna deal with. First, we have to estimate the amount of initial investment. Second, the future cash inflows that could be received. That is what we call cost and benefits analysis. Next, the capital budgeting process consists of 5 steps. First, estimate cash inflows and outflows. Second, assess the riskiness of cash flows. Third, determine the appropriate cost of capital, WACC. Fourth, find the NPV and IRR. Lastly, accept the investment if the NPV is greater than 0 or the IRR is greater than the WACC. We will explain more later in the following slides. Before showing you the calculation part, there are some basic concepts we have to explain first. The first one is to differentiate the basic terminology, independent projects versus mutually exclusive projects. We have 2 types of projects. The first one is independent projects. Independent projects mean the acceptance of an investment does not preclude the acceptance of other investments. So, accepting one project will not affect the decision of accepting another project, basically because the 2 projects do not compete for the firm's resources. As long as the investments meet the relevant capital budgeting criterion, all investments could be accepted. However, mutually exclusive projects mean the acceptance of an investment would automatically lead to rejection of other investments. Let's say you have 5 potential projects. If these projects are mutually exclusive, you can only choose to accept 1 out of the 5 projects. Mutually exclusive projects are the investments that compete in some way for a company's resources. In other words, Due to the capital constraints of the company, such projects cannot be undertaken simultaneously. Therefore, only one investment could be undertaken at a particular time. All right, another comparison is unlimited funds versus capital rationing. If the firm has unlimited funds for making investments, then all independent projects that provide returns greater than some specified level can be accepted and implemented. But unlimited fund is something not true. It's impossible that the company may have unlimited fund, no matter how big the company is. That's why we say, in most cases, firms face capital rationing restrictions, since they only have a limited amount of funds to invest in potential investment projects at any given point of time. Limited amount of funds is the capital constraint. In short, capital rationing is the act of placing restrictions on the amount of new investments or projects undertaken by a company. Next, accept-reject approach versus ranking approach. The accept-reject approach involves the evaluation of capital expenditure proposals to determine whether they meet the firm's minimum acceptance criteria. Projects will be evaluated one by one separately during the selection process. However, the ranking approach involves the ranking of capital expenditures on the basis of some predetermined measure, such as the rate of return. All the project's returns will be ranked from the highest to the lowest. Next, conventional cash flow versus non-conventional cash flow. Conventional cash flows are cash flows which contain one cash outflow in the initial stage, then followed by a series of cash inflows. The sign only changes once. In other words, at the initial year you pay to invest, afterwards, you will receive cash inflows. However, non-conventional cash flows are where the cash flow sign changes more than once. So, you'll have more than one negative cash flow after year 0. For example, you pay at year 0, then, year 1 you will receive positive cash flow, but you will pay again at year 2, that is the negative cash flow. Then, from year 3 onwards, you will receive positive cash flows continually. For the following calculation part, mostly we will deal with conventional cash flows. Decision-making criteria and capital budgeting. The ideal evaluation method should include all cash flows that occur during the life of the project. Take note, all cash flows. Consider the time value of money, which means the timing of cash flows. Incorporate the required rate of return on the project. Required rate of return. In short, required return is the minimum return that companies should earn. We are not going to accept any project that has a return which is lower than the required return. Alright, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.
Okay, this topic can be a little complicated, as you can just see, but we'll review this in class tonight, this week, in week 9, and we'll look at problems 24.1a and 24.2a as examples of this process, of which you'll be have problems concerning these type of problems on your final examination next week. Those problems 24.1 and 24.2 have been posted to Blackboard in our in-class review if you'd like to review them prior to our class, and we'll be reviewing those. So a lot to do in these final couple weeks. Make sure if you have not posted your project paper, do so. As soon as I receive it this week, I will grade it so you know your grade status heading into our final examination week. Have a great week, everybody. We're almost done, and we'll see you Monday night. Adios.